Hey, how's it going, everybody? Charlie Wilson here, aka Sinister Charlie. Welcome back. Yeah, it's about that time. We're finally gonna get into some of these Zach gun rants. Uh, as you guys know, I spent some time in the Navy, mostly on the green side. Um, it's yeah. So, um, I don't know a whole lot about guns. When I was in the military, I know the M16, M4, 9mm Beretta, M240 Bravo. Uh, I never got really qualified on anything else. Like privately, I've shot a couple of Glocks and stuff, but nothing too crazy. Sorry, verklempt. Yeah, but people have been wanting this for a little while, probably a few months. It's just these are so long, but I'm gonna go ahead and like it. I have to uh, break this down probably into like 10 to 20 minute clips. I'm guessing for all the gun rants, because there's a lot. So yeah, we're gonna start this out. Maybe 10 to 20 minutes, 15, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but please like and subscribe down below. It does make me feel really good inside. It makes me feel good inside. So yeah, let's get into it.
So I'm gonna go on a slight rant about guns here.
I'm sure you are.
No one likes it when you do that. Keep it in your pants.
There is absolutely no reason to make a light infantry weapon that is in 308 full auto. It is pointless.
Why not?
Let's say you're gonna shoot at that right there on the car.
Okay.
By round 3, you're up here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's a powerful kick, you mean?
Yes, especially on a G3, which is roller delayed blowback. It is an incredibly violent recoil.
What if you found a way to suppress the recoil? Then it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Not really, because it's kind of hard unless your rifle is just really, really heavy.
So you're saying any weapon with automatic fire that has recoil is bad, huh?
No, just 308.
No, absolutely not.
Anytime I fired a G3 on full auto, I had to brace myself in like the weirdest way possible just to be able to get multiple rounds on target.
Maybe it's just because you're weak.
The problem was they started making in like the 1950s and 60s, they started making all of these infantry weapons in 308 and then making them full auto because they were like, oh, well, we'll just put it on a bipod and then we can use it in full auto. But the problem is nobody would ever put them on the bipods. They would just shoot them on full auto and then wouldn't hit anything.
Yeah.
The FAL is a
fun,
little
though.
bit better, but that's only because its fire rate is higher, so you can kind of get one more round on target before it goes whap all the way.
Just a little precursor. I'm gonna have no idea about quite a few of these guns. So
To the sky. That's why I'm happy that it's this guy looks really good though. I like the G3.
You like the sleek design or you like the
sorry.
way they perform?
Excuse me.
I think they look cool. It's a Mossberg 590.
Is that a good weapon or not?
Sure.
I personally am not a big fan of Mossberg 590. I like the Remington 870 better, but
See, I
What
have
do you
no
prefer
idea.
about the Remington over the Mossberg?
steel receiver as opposed to an aluminum receiver of the Mossberg. Also, the Mossbergs feel kind of clanky.
Is it a significant difference or a slight difference?
No, it's barely any difference. It's personal preference.
So it's basically the same thing as a Remington then?
Kind of. The bolt is a little different and some of the other stuff.
I'm gonna be
the
so
barrel shroud is
lost.
just heat shield.
So it prevents it from overheating.
No, it keeps you from putting
Yeah,
your hand
yeah,
on the
you-
barrel
yeah.
when it's real hot.
Oh, so it's a barrel guard?
Yeah, heat shield. I had a guy come in one day and was like, hey, you got any of those shotguns with a cheese grater on them?
What?
Cheese
I'm
grater?
like, what? He's like, yeah, you got a shotgun with a cheese grater on it. I'm like, what the
I
hell
need
are
to
you
grate
talking
some
about? Why would
cheese.
you put a cheese grater in a shotgun, you idiot? And then I realized that he wanted a shotgun with a heat shield.
Was he using his rifle to carve
Yeah.
up cheese?
I
That'd
don't
be
know,
pretty
probably.
awesome.
Is that why he needed a new one?
Maybe. Yeah, Mossberg 590. Pretty cool. I like it.
Did the Germans or the Russians invent it?
German
It's
Russians.
an American shotgun.
Oh, so it was made by Heckler and Weston?
No, it was made by Mossberg.
Yeah,
Where are you even getting this from?
How vain do you have to be to name your rifle after yourself?
It was Mossberg and
every-
Sons. This is the name of the company.
Did they invent it in the year 590?
I don't know.
You don't know? Yes, they did then.
No, they didn't invent it in the year 590. The
Yes,
Mossberg
they
590's
did.
been around since, I don't
Whatever,
know, the
dude.
60s, 70s maybe?
Why did they call it the Mossberg 1960s?
I have no idea because different companies name their guns different things. Glocks
Why-
are named after what patent number it is. That's why the Glock 17 is the 17. It has nothing to do with mag size. If anybody tells you that the Glock 17 is named that because it holds 17 rounds in the magazine, they don't know what they're
Well,
talking
yeah.
about.
It's like the same thing with people who think that AR in AR-15 stands for automatic rifle. I had my dad try to tell me that once, right after I got out of the Navy, and I was like, "You're an idiot." Thanks, Dad, for being an idiot. I don't know. No, it doesn't. It's Argolite. It's a company.
No, I think we were right. The Mossberg 590, after 589 failed attempts at getting a patent.
No, you're wrong.
I'm not sure the difference between a muzzle brake and a choke, sadly.
A choke is basically a very shallow funnel that you put on the inside of the barrel that's going to compress the shot and the wadding before it leaves the barrel.
So it pretty much makes the shotgun shell a slug of sorts?
No, it just keeps it more tightly clustered together.
Yeah, like a slug.
No, because it's still going to open up the moment it leaves the barrel.
Oh, so it's just a delayed explosion.
Oh yeah, I did shoot a shotgun once at the range while I was in the Navy, but I didn't see the point. What's the point? You don't get issued that. It doesn't make any sense why they. I don't know. Navy's stupid.
What does the other thing do then?
A muzzle brake just vents the exhaust gases out the side of the barrel.
I knew it. Putting holes in your weapon makes it better.
No, it doesn't. Oh my God. Technically, you're correct. Yes.
That's the best kind of correct.
Technically, putting holes in the end of your barrel does mitigate recoil somewhat, but not putting holes in it willy-nilly.
But I want to willy-nilly.
Oh my God, Mike. Behold, Mike, the Matiba Model 6 Unica.
Never heard of that gun before.
It's a revolver, and its name means you are unique.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the gun's creator telling the gun that it was unique.
That's cool.
Fun fact about the Matiba Model 6 Unica, it fires out of the bottom cylinder.
Oh, so not at the top cylinder like most revolvers?
Yep, fires out of the bottom cylinder.
That's
also,
pretty cool.
it's a semi-automatic revolver.
So it's not necessarily good, it's just different for the sake of being different.
Well, having it fire out of the bottom cylinder is a good thing because it reduces flip up.
Then why don't all of them do that?
Because it requires a lot more work and you gotta kind of move shit around a lot.
So it's not necessarily better.
Not necessarily.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's a revolver that uses gas pressure of the cartridge firing to cock the hammer back, so it fires on single action every shot.
That's pretty cool.
Why would
man.
a 6-shot single-action revolver be semi-automatic?
It just cocks the hammer back every time.
That's cool.
Oh, so you don't have to recock it?
Yes, you don't have to pull the hammer back
Can you
every
say
single
cock
time.
it one more time?
Well, that sounds great. Why don't all revolvers do that?
Because it's really complicated. It's a lot of extra work and a lot of extra parts to put into a gun, so it didn't really catch on. Also, it looks weird.
It does look a little weird. I like
If
it.
you want a Matiba, you pretty much just have to get a Chiappa Rhino because Matibas are almost impossible to find. And they get a premium.
I believe it. I've never even heard of the Matiba.
Yeah,
I think its biggest claim to fame is that it was in the Ghost in the Shell movie from like the 1980s.
Ah, so a whole 12 people saw it.
What?
Wow,
a lot
man.
of people saw that. Hey, a whole lot of people saw Ghost in the Shell when it came. Well, not when it came out, but later. Yeah, I saw that movie because I bought it on DVD with Ninja Scroll, and yeah, the new movie sucks. Nobody saw that, I don't think. Anyway, you're gonna get me started on anime, you son of a.
Way to just completely crap on my childhood.
Ah, the Matiba. Yes, that weapon was featured in episode 14 of The Snorks. What new weapon are you using now?
This is the Beretta M92FS.
I hated the bird.
Isn't that the standard issue police weapon?
No, standard issue, it was the... Ah!
Okay.
Stop resisting! Gun! I'm gonna go through ammo for this thing pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, if you keep spraying it like that.
Well, it takes a lot of bolts.
Yeah, we got issued 9mm in Iraq for convoy security. Not everybody got issued 9mm, but because we were convoy security for some reason, the Iraqis are really afraid of the 9mm Beretta. So if you're on a convoy and you point your 50 cal or your M240 Bravo at them and they don't, back off, like let's say they're driving near the convoy, they'll back off if you show them the 9mm, because that's what Saddam Hussein used to use to execute dissidents. Yeah, but I hated the 9mm. It's way too. The Beretta is way too clunky, man. Way too heavy. I like the Glock.
To take one of those things down. You ever try to kill a plant with a gun? It's not very effective. Next time you try to weed your front lawn, try using a pistol to do it. The entire time I was in the military, I was like, man, the M9's a piece of garbage. Why would anybody use this hunk of junk? And then when I got out of the military, I was like, man, the M9's awesome. I love this handgun.
Maybe that's not a testament to the weapon's strength.
I think the main problem is that in the military, it's a military-issued one. So it's not exactly well-made.
Yeah, not maintained
and also,
very well.
That's suspicious.
It's not exactly well-made. It's used by soldiers who beat the crap out of it. It's all old parts.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like the M9 is a great civilian handgun, but a terrible, oh my god, I'm not proving my point here, combat handgun. It's got too many parts. Yeah. Good lord.
It's too clunky, man. It's too heavy, in my opinion.
Die! Help! Help me!
So it's not only a bad herbicide, but a bad pesticide as well.
He's just using it.
What do you use it now?
This is the AN-94. They put pulleys in it so that it fires one round, then the barrel starts recoiling backwards, and then it fires the second round. So you get 2 rounds firing out of it before the recoil impulses hit the shooter.
Did they invent that before gas pistons were a thing?
It was an attempt to increase the hit probability of, hang on,
that is pretty cool,
the average soldier.
Did it work? Did they succeed?
Yeah, except that the gun is incredibly complicated and very expensive. So it was adopted by the Russian military for about a day, and then it wasn't. Yeah, I like the rear sight on the AN-94. It's cool.
It looks like it's lopsided.
It is. It's kind of off to the side, but you rotate this little piece right there to whatever range you're aiming at.
Oh, you hold it like a gangsta sideways so the sight straight side up?
No, it's the correct way. It's just the sight is just there.
Look at it. I can see it. It's crooked.
It's not crooked. I'm looking through this top part of it right here, and then it's got an angle like that. So when you rotate it, it's always in the correct position. Yes, it's weird. It's a weird gun. That's why I grabbed it, because it's weird.
Weird doesn't mean useful. Weird doesn't mean it's good.
Do you have a lot of ammo that you want to get rid of quickly? Do you have a bunch of enemies that you want to throw lead at as fast as humanly possible? Do you hate that guy over there and you want him to be just absolutely suppressed for the next 3.5 minutes? Then buy the PKM light machine gun. Standing for words in Russian that I don't understand, PKM is an acronym. Using a long-stroke gas operating system with an open bolt assembly, the PKM is capable of throwing large amounts of ammunition at approximately anywhere from 650 all the way up to 800 rounds per minute.
Point the barrel at the thing you want to die, squeeze the trigger, and death comes out.
Yes, pretty much.
Did you drop that Cyrog in the water?
I dropped it, and I don't know where it went.
Oh, no. It's too bad.
I can't talk about it anymore if I don't have a visual aid.
Yeah, you could just talk about how much you love the Matiba again.
Yep, that is a Mauser broom handle.
Also known as the Type 22, yes? You mentioned that the Chinese name all their weapons type number.
Yeah, they do, and I don't know what the Chinese nomenclature for this pistol is. So.
I thought it was Type 22, but maybe I'm getting my types confused.
I don't know, there's so many. I can't remember the names of all of them. They used it in World War I, and it was outdated in World War I.
What's not great about it?
In 1914, this pistol was outdated.
What made it outdated? The fact that it only holds, 12 shots?
The real one holds, I think, 10 rounds. It's an internal magazine that you cannot remove. You have to load it with stripper clips.
Wait, what?
That's bad.
That sounds terrible.
So then you have to take a stripper clip, which is just a long piece of metal with a bunch of bullets in it, and then push all the bullets down into the magazine with your thumb. And if you do,
see, that's an actual clip. The bullets that are in a strip, that's an actual clip, and those clips actually do make it easier to load a magazine. If your fingers start getting messed up because of you're constantly pushing bullets into a magazine. Yeah, you learn a lot of things in the military.
Do it wrong, the bolt will close on your thumb.
Sounds so fun.
I like the BAR. I'm not a big fan of this specific model. I think this is the BAR A2 technically, and I'm not a big fan of the A2.
I'm a fan of A1.
So the original BAR was substantially lighter. It had a bipod, but the bipod was removable. On the A2, they made the bipod non-removable, and it's freaking heavy. They also put a magazine adapter on it, which is also heavy.
Okay.
There you go.
See that little thing on the top of it? The little curved portion that's kind of sticking the wrong direction? That's a safety.
That's a weird way to have a safety.
Yeah. The safety mechanism literally is the dust cover that you close it, and it keeps things from getting in there, and it also keeps the bolt from moving forwards.
Neat.
Also,
That
there's
is
no
neat.
charging handle on this submachine gun. You just shove your finger into the ejection port and pull the bolt back.
You don't need to charge it.
Okay.
It's not an energy weapon.
Oh,
Loading
shut
handle,
the hell
Mike.
up.
You want to debate guns for a while
Shut
with someone who
up.
doesn't know anything about guns? Or you want to do some bounty hunting?
Fine, let's do some bounty hunting.
Tell me about the Steyr before you kill all of them.
Well, the Steyr AUG, AUG is technically an acronym for Army Universal Gewehr, and it was first adopted by the Austrian military in
Austrian. Put another ship
1977.
on the
So
Barbie.
its original name was the STG-77, which stands for Sturmgewehr 77. Yes, it's a very good rifle. It was very futuristic at the time of its release.
But it's not so much anymore. It does look...
It's still a pretty advanced automatic rifle. The Steyr AUG has what's called a progressive trigger, at least on the military models.
So
so it's very open.
I was gonna say something
Also,
like
yes,
that.
but the trigger, when you pull it back a little bit until it clicks the first time, that's when it fires single shot. But if you pull it back all the way, it fires fully automatic.
good.
Another interesting fact about the Steyr AUG is that it is used by both the Austrians and the Australians.
So now it doesn't matter if you get those two confused.
Yes, exactly. The ones that's used by the Australians is technically called the Osteyr, though. The Steyr AUG was the first bullpup to be adopted by a military. Well, it was the first bullpup to be widely adopted by a military. I think technically there was
Puppy's
one
getting
before that,
adopted.
but it
Nice.
doesn't really count because it was adopted by Britain for about 5 minutes and then wasn't adopted anymore. The first time I fired a Steyr AUG, it was one of the full auto ones, and the Austrians didn't tell me about the progressive trigger for it. Sorry,
Tell me about it.
Australians. The Australians didn't tell me about the progressive trigger for it. So I'm just kneeling down on the firing
Started
range.
voting
I
all
get behind this
Democrat.
thing, I get it all scoped up, and I pull the trigger. I go, man, this trigger's really heavy. And I jerk it all the way back, and it goes. Then they laughed at me. So yeah, the Steyr AUG is my favorite bullpup, other than a FAMAS,
Oh,
which
FAMAS.
you basically cannot get a FAMAS in the United States. There's, I think, a total of maybe 400 that exist in the U.S.
Wait, only 400 FAMASs?
Yeah, there's only like
FAMASes.
400 that exist.
Why not more?
So the FAMAS was imported for a very short period of time before there was a ban on importing weapons. So there's only like 400 semi-automatic FAMASs that exist in
Really?
the U.S.
So that must be a collector's treasure, huh?
Yes, they contract a premium $20,000.
Wow. You can't legally purchase them outside of the ones that are already here?
No, you can't, because the
you-
ones that were imported are the only ones that are ever going to be imported.
Where are we at here? Yeah, let's go for the next little bit.
God, I gotta
Then
get
we'll
a new
stop
barrel
there.
for this thing. This rifling is just mad fucked.
You couldn't just zero it in, huh?
No, it's got terrible rifling on it.
Maybe you
Terrible.
should keep better care of it.
Terrible.
Oh yeah, I'll just repair the rifling on my barrel, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
You make it sound like that's a difficult thing to do, but I have no idea.
That's an impossible thing. Do we have access to a hammer forge, Mike? Where's your hammer forge? Why don't you just knock out a new
left that
barrel
at
for
home.
your gun?
Got a workbench over here. It's close enough.
Does that look like a hammer forge to you?
Maybe the stove could function as a hammer forge.
Okay. Let's stop there. That's good. Got a good 15 minutes in there almost. Next would be the Uzi part. So, yeah. That was actually a lot funner than I thought it was going to be because I don't know anything about guns. Hardly. A little bit. Just nothing crazy. Nothing like him because, of his background. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe down below. It makes me feel really good inside. And, yeah, I appreciate all the views and the support. And, yeah. See you next time.